Jordan!
Iain.
Who wanted the perfect beach body, didn't quite know what that meant, so instead of researching, they rolled themselves in glue, then sand, earning them the well-deserved nickname, the Village Idiot.
Dave Matthews?
No, 2 guys. Hello and welcome to episode 91 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where we are the living embodiment of sandpaper. My name is Iain and this guy is Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And can I tell you why?
Oh, please do, mate.
The shed was a success!
Yes! But now you need another one because the bodies keep piling up.
Yeah, it's been that much of a success.
Far too successful.
Now the whole back garden is a shed.
Now you are the only one that lives on your street.
Yeah, everybody else's houses are just in a massive shed.
I don't even want to know what that would look like. That'd be massive. How did you build such a massive shed?
I mean, I just got that good from all the shed building.
From all the practice, you thought, fuck it, I'll make a massive one.
You see, with such tall structures, you just have to make sure that you have extra boards on the inside just to give it a little bit of extra support.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. Right, thank you very much. And I guess being sandpaper yourself, it was easy to just sand down those sharp edges so you don't hurt yourself while you're building.
Oh, yeah, just had to rub my something against it.
Oh, I've got an image of naked Sandy Jordan just building like a massive, the kind of shed that can be seen from space. And just like, oh, that's a little bit of a rough edge there.
The only problem is it's a very small tool, so it only does a little bit at a time.
Takes a while.
Takes forever, actually.
You'll get there one day, mate.
I'll try. But yeah, I must admit, though, it was really fun. My neighbour, who, again, may soon hopefully be your neighbour.
Yeah, well, doubt it.
I hope so.
It would be good.
Ended up helping me, and thank God he did, because I wouldn't have had a clue.
Oh, really?
I've never built a shed before.
So, what was the difficult part of it? What did it entail? What did he show you that you couldn't have possibly worked out on your own?
I think it was having the extra confidence of somebody being there.
Yeah.
Who knows what is happening and what kind of should happen. And also he gave us some hints and stuff as well along the way, which is helpful. Like,
right, Jordan, so that this board goes here, mate, and then if you just pass me that hammer and a little bit of advice for you, put money in a cash ISA.
Yeah. Don't wear your coat indoors because you'll never feel the benefit. It was a great gem of his.
Do not put your willy in plug sockets.
Unless you're into that. Before you start filing it down.
Entire voltage of a house surging through your cock.
Oh.
What a way to spend your Friday afternoons.
I mean, it'd get it going at least, wouldn't it?
That's a different way of putting a spark back into your relationship.
At least, if nothing else, rigor mortis would have set in and it looked all right.
Horrible.
But I have to say, though, the hardest part of that whole shed building, which I didn't even really consider would be a difficult thing, was not getting the roof on. That was fine. But getting the felt done properly on top of the roof.
Right. And why specifically do you need felt on top of it?
So that it doesn't rot when it rains.
So the seagulls get a good view.
No. Idiot. I can see you've never built a shed.
Oh, get off your high horse. Oh, shut up.
But yes, it was a good experience though. And now I've kind of got the bug for making it. And I really want to create, maybe for spring next year, some decking at the back end of our garden.
Okay,
because that's where the sun is caught at the end of an evening, and it would just be really nice, I think.
I just had visions of like us coming around to your house in a few weeks, with the kids, and they do what they always do, and they just beeline for the back door to run out into the garden, and they just open the door and just poof, straight into a shed. Your back garden is just filled with sheds.
Yeah.
It's like a labyrinth.
Yeah. To the point where, you think it's an evening when you look out a back window. No natural light.
I'm sure it was 10 a.m. It's dark outside. What the hell's going on?
But never mind, it was good and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So now I'm just trying to convince my wife to see if she would also like decking at the back.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to say, I just want to see if she wants to do it. When someone does something, and they
have a go.
Yeah, start telling all their friends about it. It's like, come on, Dad, just build a shed. It's great. You'll love it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of my wife, right, just a funny little anecdote. So she was getting ready for work this morning, ready for a work meeting, and I was trying to be helpful, and I was saying, oh, shall I make you some toast before you go?
Yeah.
Her reply was a total surprise. She said, have we got any spare mash?
Mash?
Yeah. So we had mashed potatoes
For toast?
No. We had mashed potato for dinner last night, and she was just happy to eat a bowl of that.
Oh, okay, right. I thought she wanted it on her toast.
No, that would be...
Divorce proceedings.
Yes.
Straight away.
I mean, the paperwork was almost there.
You're like, have you got any mash? You're like, I've got these. I don't want it on the toast. Oh, okay, right. I'll put them away then.
Just pop it in the shredder.
No, wait, keep them for later. Keep them for later, mate.
I've got loads.
Oh, right.
Anyway, Iain, how the heck are you?
I'm not too bad, mate, at all. Absolutely grand, me old pal.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's about it. Nothing important or worth telling you about going on in my life.
Well, I did go and meet you, didn't I, while you ended up preparing your house for a house viewing?
You did indeed, yeah. You kept me company while I cleaned from top to bottom.
So I guess you've not heard back about the house viewing?
We haven't heard anything. I think it was probably one of those situations where they had a look around the house, and to the face of the person showing around, they were like, yeah, it's all right, yeah, it's quite nice, yeah. And then they walked out and they were like, what the fucking hell is that shit place about? Ain't moving here. And then just never wanted to say anything to anyone or anything regarding this house again.
Moved to Russia.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm out of here.
I no longer call myself British. God. Or... they were that in awe.
They've gone home and just died.
They still haven't recovered.
Oh, right. The house was lovely. Oh, God. Oh, it's too beautiful.
Oh, I love it. Yes, so that's a possibility too. I'll hope it's for that one.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone listening wants to buy a house,
yeah,
you could live in one half of Two Guys What's Up's old house. There you go. That's something to put on the CV.
Even I want to buy it.
Mate, go for it. It's yours.
I don't think I have the spare cash, but...
You've spent all my money on sheds. Anyway, me old sausage. On to today's shenanigans. What have you got coming up for us today?
Well, Iain, do you recall a couple of weeks ago when somehow we came upon the topic that you gave to me about weird hamster deaths?
I do remember that, yep.
And I'd never heard of this, but I thought that's too good of an opportunity to pass up. So actually, I've done a little bit of digging down the rabbit hole.
Brilliant.
Or hamster hole, should we call it? And I have a collection of the weirdest hamster deaths.
Fantastic. I would love to be your internet provider and just like, I'll just see what Jordan's been looking up recently and just...
You really wouldn't.
for the podcast alone, the absolute insane searches that you must have saved in your back catalogue. I'd love to see it. They'd just be like, what the fucking hell is this guy on about?
Yeah, section him.
Is there a list for this kind of thing?
Yeah. Anyway, I think it should be quite an amusing one, I reckon.
I can't wait to hear it, mate.
And what on earth have you got for us today?
Well, today, Jordan, I have a creepy tale for you about some objects, whether they were cursed or haunted, or just some little shit scapegoats. It all takes place in a small sleepy town of Hexham in Northumberland, where an unusual discovery set off a bizarre series of events and has puzzled and creeped out people and paranormal enthusiasts alike for decades. This, Jordan, is the story of the Hexham Heads.
That sounds a bit spooky.
I was expecting a little bit more like oh God, no, not the Hexham Heads. Oh, it's so scary. I can't deal with it. But
oh, sorry, hang on. Wait,
no,
God,
don't.
The Hexham Heads. Oh, it's so scary. I can't deal with it, Iain. Help me.
Don't belittle me, Jordan.
Oh, dear. Just start it, Iain. I got to get it over and done with.
I can't take it anymore.
I feel like I've just viewed your house.
Oh, God, no, not you as well. All right, Jordan, if you are ready, shall we just jump into it?
Let's do it.
Okie dokie. So, Jordan, our story today begins with two brothers, Colin and Leslie Robson. The two boys were sat playing, happily digging in their garden, hoping they'd uncover some long-lost ancient treasure. But instead of gold, trinkets, or even a long-gone pet their mother told them went to live on a farm...
You mean like a hamster?
No, I said not a pet.
Oh.
Imagine them digging up this hamster, it's like... I've been in there for fucking months! Where the hell have you two been?
See, the thing is, it got saved, then just carked it.
Yeah, finally the light! Ah, it's too bright!
You laugh, but that's the truth.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the truth. I know it's far stranger than fiction.
Sorry, I digress.
It's fine. So they unearthed 2 stone heads, peculiar looking and small in size, just big enough to fit in the palm of their hands, and on them were hauntingly human-like features carved into them. One head was larger, male-looking, and had a pointed chin and what seemed to be an angry scowl etched into its face. This head would later be dubbed the Boy. The other, smaller in size, seemed more delicate, had seemingly softer, feminine features, and was, maybe to no one's surprise, nicknamed the Girl.
Very clever.
Mate, the sheer wit and smarts of some of these people that name these things, it's just beyond me. I don't know how they come up with it, to be honest.
It was like yesterday. I didn't research this, so I don't know if it's true, but it was about the Welcome to Scotland sign.
Okay.
So I'm paraphrasing now, but it was something along the lines of the committee really tried to think up a slogan to get more people to come to Scotland.
Yeah.
You know, to put on this sign as a welcome. And it cost them, I think it was like £100,000.
Right.
And in the end, they settled on Welcome to Scotland.
Okay, right. 2 things, right? 1, why do these things cost money? Get 10 people in a room. That does not cost £100,000, does it?
Exactly. I mean, I would have only charged 99,000.
I'd have just charged, a nice sandwich and a coffee.
It literally reminded me of that.
Yeah. Well, second thing, Jordan, if you were on this committee for the Scotland welcome sign, what would you have put forward?
I'd have probably said haggis and iron brew this way. It's pretty fair, isn't it?
It is fair and accurate, yeah.
You know, I thought that might have been, if nothing else, intriguing. And I'm sure people would travel near and far to see the sign that read haggis and iron brew this way.
What would I have put? Right, hang on, let me have a little think here. Right, good, so it's right. It's in Scotland. There's hills. There's haggis. You said that. Welcome to Scotland.
Oh, there you go. That's clever.
It is quite difficult, to be fair.
Yeah, but fuck me, if you got paid 100,000, you'd give it a good go, wouldn't you?
I'd sit in a room for at least an hour, mate.
Yeah, depends.
Well, half of that time would be taken up by my coffee and my sandwich.
Half that time would be taken up buying loads of coffees and sandwiches.
Yeah. Leaving the premises to go to Tesco to get a coffee and a sandwich. Maybe that's why it took them so long. Like, they were in there for like 10 hours trying to come up with this name, but that was actually travelling to a place. They came back. The last 15 minutes, they were just like, welcome to Scotland. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Sweat pouring off the brow.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, we haven't decided on anything.
The committee leader's like, just looking at him like dead angry. Like, aye, that'll do.
Maybe that should have been the slogan.
Come to Scotland, yeah, that'll do.
No, it's aye, that will do.
Oh, my apologies. How could I forget my roots? So these 2 boys, they found the heads, they picked them up, they looked at them, they rolled them around in their hands, and they were ultimately unfazed. They took them inside to show off their new find to their family. The parents were like, oh yeah, sweet, rocks, you idiots. Where's the treasure we sent you outside to find, you bastards? Put them rocks on the side and get back out digging. So they were set on the side and almost instantly forgotten about. But this is where things started to get odd. The Robson family, now living with these ancient-looking carved creepers, began to notice that strange things were happening around their house. Objects inexplicably moved on their own, the air inside their home grew thick with unease, and was felt even more so when in the presence of the heads. The creepy bastards seemed to shift positions when no one was looking, doors opened and closed on their own, and at night, strange sounds echoed through the house as if unseen visitors were stalking through the halls.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Doesn't it just? All because of these little 2 bastard heads.
I mean, you'd just get rid of them, wouldn't you?
It seems like you and Miss Robson are on the same page, pal.
It's about the only page you can be on, isn't it?
Yeah, get rid of the heads. And Dad's like, no, actually, I'm hating all this fucking horrible shit going on around the house, but I really think we should keep the heads.
It must be a coincidence.
But it gets worse, Jordan. Within a few days of the heads being unearthed, the Robson household had gone from just some spooky noises and was plunged into utter chaos. One night, Miss Robson said that she swore she saw the heads glow faintly in the darkness, as if some inner light was radiating from within them. She heard scratching noises like claws tapping on the floorboards. Her children would wake in the middle of the night screaming that something inhuman was skulking around their bedrooms in the shadows.
Ugh.
So finally, they all came to their senses. The family decided that they had had enough. These sinister little heads simply had to go. Apparently the dad took some convincing, but, he was like, yeah, f*** it, let's get rid of them, mate. Mrs. Robson did what any good neighbour would do and simply passed them over the fence into the waiting hands of the Dodd family.
Oh, so they didn't like their neighbours.
I just think they, took any excuse or any reason to get rid of them. And someone was like, oh, yeah, they look pretty cool. Have them? Yep, just f***ing take them.
Before they'd finished the sentence, it was lobbed over.
Yeah. Oh, there's some little heads. They look cool. Have them! Just clocked on the side of the head. Oh, I guess they're mine now. Miss Robson obviously did this thinking that she might be ridding herself of whatever these heads were causing. And unfortunately, for the Dodds, it did just that. The strange happenings followed the heads to their home, and within days, the new owners were reporting eerie footsteps, slamming doors, visions of half-man, half-goat creatures wandering the house, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched and having their hair pulled by something unseen.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound great. Did these neighbours ever tell them or speak to each other about these?
Would you?
I think I probably would.
I don't think, I would keep my cards close to my chest, right? So if I had these spooky goings on that I assumed was coming from a specific object, and I maybe thought, maybe one day I'll want to get rid of these, I wouldn't tell my neighbours, because then they'd be easier to palm off on them.
Okay, but you could just dispose of them? It doesn't have to be given to somebody, does it?
That's a fair point, Jordan. To be honest, I don't know why they didn't do that. Just, things were fine when they were in the garden, so just go and fucking bury them again.
Yeah, didn't they dig them up anyway?
They did.
Just fucking put them back. What's the problem?
Idiots.
And then go discuss it with your neighbours.
Yeah, like digging this fucking massive holes. Oh, killed another hitchhiker. Miss Robson. No, just sticking these fucking creepy heads back in the ground, mate.
Where's Jordan's shed? Is it full yet?
It's all going your garden, Miss Robson, isn't it? Never a dull moment.
But no, seriously though, wouldn't you do that and actually discuss with your neighbour? Since you've given me these heads, weird stuff's been happening.
Yeah, I think you probably would.
You would?
But then, if you were the person who had given them, would you be like, yeah, no, it used to happen to us all the time as well? Or would you be like, really? That's weird. That never happened to us. How would you take that?
So I think I would probably admit and say, you know what? Yeah, it did. And maybe spin it as something like, I didn't want to say anything because I was intrigued whether I was just imagining it. But since it has happened to you, it must be real.
I'm sure the response back would be, you bastard.
Probably.
You utter bastard.
But it might have been, you bastard. Well, that's weird though, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think they'd be friends after that. It's like, you willingly gave me a cursed object.
Yeah, but clearly that curse is lifted, isn't it? So just bury the buggers again.
Well, yeah, that's what any sane person would do, but apparently they didn't, all right?
Idiots.
So after the Dodd family were suitably spooked, they reached out to a local expert, Dr. Anne Ross, an authority on Celtic history and known scholar of ancient artefacts. Ross, intrigued by the heads, decided to take them into her own home for further study. However, what happened next would haunt her for the rest of her life.
Wow. Was it also haunting that she's got 2 Christian names?
Do you mean 2 first names?
Yes.
Yes, I guess so. I mean, does that freak you out?
I don't know. It just feels a bit weird when you refer to Anne or Ross.
You're one to talk because you're fucking Jordan. Mr. Radio Mike over there.
No, that's your dad.
I wonder if he's still doing the 80s radio, or didn't he lose his job?
To be honest, I lost count of how many times. He was almost a yo-yo at that point.
I think last time we left him, the studio had just left him in there and set up somewhere else. So it seemed like he still had a job, and he just sits in the darkness, talking to the ether.
Oh, poor bugger.
Poor bugger, yeah.
They just said to him, we're just going to put a little bit of money on Lecky.
We're just going to go and try and figure out a slogan for the Scotland side. So you just stay here, keep broadcasting to all your loyal fans, and we'll be back in, 10 hours.
Yeah.
We'll bring you a sandwich and a coffee.
Oh, what about if they decided on haggis and iron brew this way? Aye.
What, he gives them the idea, and they're like, "No, shit, he's given us a good one. How are we going to back out of this one?" It's like,
producer, just mute me mic there, pal. What about haggis and iron brew this way?
It's like, fuck. Shit, that's quite good. Bastard. He's done our job for us. What are we going to do now, guys?
Just stick an iPod on shuffle. He'll soon forget.
Just fire him for swearing. So, shortly after these heads arrived in her home, Dr. Ross got what she bargained for and began to experience a host of terrifying paranormal events. The most chilling encounter occurred when one night she awoke to the sight of a half-man, half-wolf creature standing at the foot of her bed. the wolf-headed man creature exuded a sickening sense of menace that left Ross paralysed in fear. It stared at her while she lay there helpless, before simply vanishing out of the bedroom door. Finally, she plucked up the courage to follow after it and searched her house for any signs of the intruder, but nothing was out of place. But the one thing she knew for sure was that whatever had appeared in her room clearly wasn't human.
Okay, that's a reoccurring theme.
Yep, we're seeing half human, half something, creatures. Just, it was what was it up the first time? A wolf?
Inhuman.
But yeah, like you said, inhuman, definitely paranormal, not good. Essentially.
I would agree.
I think I'm very tired today. I don't know if it shows. Can you tell?
No, it's just your usual.
Yeah. The next morning, Dr. Ross shared her experience with her family, only to discover that her daughter had also seen the same creature lurking in the hallway on a little trek as it moved silently through their house, with its eyes glinting in the dark before again disappearing mysteriously. And wouldn't you know it, Ross became convinced that the Heads were responsible for the strange events in her home.
And then thought, fucking bastard neighbours.
Yeah, thought, I should probably get rid of these heads.
Colin and Leslie were like, oh, those heads, how they... what the fuck is back here?
Yeah. They wake up to a nice little uneventful house, no half human, half fucking, I don't know, elephant creatures wandering the halls. They're like, oh, this is lovely. Look outside, just see the two heads just in the hall. They're like, oh, fuck the back! Ah!
Yeah, that'd be creepy, though.
That would be creepy. But when you investigate it, you'd find out that the doctor did it, so turns out not so creepy.
It's the one with the two first names.
Oh, God, the fabled two first namer. So by this point, the story of the Hexham Heads had caught the attention of the media and the wider public. Dr. Ross, who had initially taken the heads as a serious historical artifact, was now grappling with the possibility that they were something much darker, perhaps even cursed. And as news of the event spread, others came forward claiming that they too thought the heads carried powerful, malevolent energy. I don't know where they would have got their data from, because they haven't had them in their house.
Yeah, good point.
So Marjorie comes in from fucking down the street. Oh, those heads have got fucking spooky demons and shit. How would you know, Marjorie? I just wanted to be part of it.
I'm the one that buried them.
I am the heads. Marjorie, get back to your fucking house, mate.
Yeah.
Go put the kettle on. You fucking old bat. Being pulled off down the street. Like,
Poor lass.
So now a little spanner in the works. A man named Desmond Craigie came forward and claimed to have handmade the heads himself in 1956 for his daughter whilst living in the house where the Robson family now lived. He also mentioned a third head, which was damaged and binned, and to back it up, he made some replicas to try and support his claim. But these replicas didn't even closely match the original heads. Professor Dearman of the University of Newcastle checked them out and said the originals were moulded and not carved, and was quoted as saying, "Shut your face, Desmond."
Fucking knobhead.
He just wanted to be part of it as well. I need my 15 minutes. I'm getting old and it hasn't happened yet. So after this, a man named Don Robbins, a geologist, studied the heads and declared, with all his scientific knowledge, that they might be ancient spirit traps, which are, as the name implies, objects designed to imprison malevolent entities or spirits.
Wow, don't they feel stupid?
What, the heads?
Those spirits.
Okay, right.
Like that malevolent, and then all they have to do is create a couple of heads.
I don't think it was that easy. They're like, I don't know, pulling someone's hair and pushing over glasses of orange juice in someone's house, and then someone just makes a head, and they're like, oh, plop, in the head, and they're like, oh, fuck.
How do you know?
Mate, I know everything.
Do you?
Go on, ask me a question right now. I'll prove it.
Okay, all right.
No, wait, hang on a minute. Nothing fucking musical theory, because I know what you're like, all right?
Hey, but you know everything.
How many sharps are in a B? Fuck off, yeah?
What key has one flat?
Oh, God. D.
No, that doesn't even have a flat.
Yeah, I know.
So what is it?
It's one of the other ones, obviously.
What are the other 12?
What is it then?
It's
You're so
F
smart. F,
major.
exactly. That's what I said. F major. God.
Or what else could it have been if it wasn't F major?
The other one.
What's the relative minor?
That would be, I don't know, you told me this the other day. What did you say it was?
Go on, yeah.
No, go on.
You know it.
No, I can't.
You know everything.
I can't
Go on.
articulate the words at the moment. Just because I know it doesn't mean I can say it.
You just need an alphabet letter.
Yeah, so tell me. I can't remember. What was it? What did you say? What did you say it was? Come on, just refresh my memory, Jordan.
D minor.
D minor, exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You clever bugger.
Testing me like that. You think you're smart, mate? Yes, I know I asked you to. I know I goaded you into it, okay?
You are very clever.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
You know how I know that? Because I know everything.
You do. Proof if it was needed.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you, everyone.
I forgive forever challenging you.
Bow to my intelligence. So, Robbins, the geologist, also suggested that the heads might be of Celtic origin, though their precise purpose and age are still to this day a mystery. But he further speculated, because he definitely wanted to everyone know that he's the cool scientist, that the fact that they cause such terror might be because the spirits trapped inside were trying to escape. And I mean, I don't really know if I would buy that. Like, if something's trapped in something, how can it have an effect? It's like if you're in a cell, you can't knock over my glass of water in my house, can you?
Yeah, I guess.
But, I'm likening the fucking natural world to the spiritual world. Who am I? What the fuck am I on about? Idiot. So for years, the heads bounced around various owners, each of them experiencing their own version of spooky happenings. Some reported poltergeist activity, others witnessed strange creatures, and others simply felt an overwhelming sense of dread. Later investigations, though, did cast doubt on the authenticity of the heads' ancient origins. It was suggested that they might have been made in the early 20th century by a local stonemason, possibly as toys or simply decorative objects. However, this obviously did little to explain the paranormal activity surrounding them, which persisted regardless of their origins. So now we come to modern times. The stones seem to have disappeared, slipped into the mists and time of folklore. Some say they were lost, others claim they were destroyed, and a few old beggars down the local tavern say they are still out there, waiting to be discovered once more, ready to unleash their unsettling power on a new, unsuspecting victim.
Nah, they can stay where they are.
Yeah, buried, like they should have been in the fucking first place.
Yeah, fucking put them back. Don't give them to your neighbour.
Yeah, don't give them to your neighbour. Don't pass them on to a scientist. Just fucking stick them back in the ground.
It kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? Unless you really, for whatever reason, dislike your neighbour.
It really does beg the question, did she just hate her neighbour?
Well,
I mean, there'd have been neighbours on either side, so she had a choice.
Yeah, true. Unless she was the end of a cul-de-sac.
Very true. I don't think about the specifics like that, I'm just a live fast, die young kind of guy. I just think house, 2 neighbours. Whoa, rock on. Party time.
Maybe could have just been a semi-detached in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, I think we're getting bogged down in the semantics of housing here.
Apologies. Or they could have lived in a conjoined shed.
You and your fucking sheds.
Sorry. I'm obsessed.
Everything's got to have a shed on it now.
I can build one for you.
But you can't.
But I don't enjoy putting the felt on the roof.
That's fine, mate. I'll get a builder to do that.
Cheers, thank you.
So what do you think about the old Hexham Heads there, Jordan?
They sound weird and creepy, and if these stories are true, I mean, that's evidence, isn't it?
If it's true, yeah, but I mean, like everything else, we weren't there. We can never really testify as to whether it happened or not. It's just one of those spooky tales.
But it's like anything. If just one of those facts are indeed true,
yep,
and maybe the rest was somehow embellished, that's the answer, isn't it?
The one true fact is 2 kids dug up some heads. The rest is embellished and false.
Fair enough.
But an interesting story nonetheless.
Absolutely, yeah. Never heard of the Hexham Heads, but that is indeed very creepy, and it answers the question when I asked you earlier, prior to recording, what are you doing? And you just replied, spooky heads. Because I had no idea what you were on about, but I get it now.
I'm glad you finally got your answer, mate.
I did. Because, I mean, you do know everything.
I do, of course, yeah. And I just have to give a shout out to my dad, who has given me the last 2, including this one, segment ideas for the podcast. So if you liked the content of the last 2 weeks, then send your thanks to Popswise. I might make my dad an email.
That would be brilliant.
scottishradiohost@gmail.com. And see if anyone wants to send their fan mail.
Iron Brew and Haggis at
If I make a Gmail for him, I'll stick it in the link down below, and you can send my dad some fan mail.
Oh, that would be amazing. Even I will love him.
Oh, that'll be hilarious. Love it.
Well, thank you, Iain's dad, because they've been really fun.
Not a problem, Jordan.
Love your radio show, by the way.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Whoa, Dad, calm down, mate.
I'm sorry, I just get a bit touchy whenever anyone brings it up.
No, saying lovely things.
Aye, fuck off. I've got no listeners, you bastard.
Dad, this is my friend and co-host. You can't speak to him like that.
You want a fucking bill around the wee backside, you wee shitbag?
No, Dad, please.
Come here, you wee bugger.
Ooh, ouch. Ooh. That sounded nasty. Ooh, ouch.
Ooh, harder, Daddy. Oh, God. Right, too far.
Not far enough.
So, Jordan, tell me about some hamsters.
Okay, Iain. So, I have to say, a little disclaimer, obviously, that I know the death of pets it can be a bit of a sensitive subject, and I get that.
Yeah.
But, of course, what I didn't realise until you gave me the idea, Iain, is that many, and I mean many, have shared stories online of their experiences of, shall we say, unusual or unexpected events regarding the deaths of their hamsters, or could be guinea pigs or gerbils.
I was going to say, is it specific to hamsters?
Most of them certainly are hamsters.
Right.
But I have to say, having read the following entries, I'm totally shocked that they haven't been made extinct by now. Like, it baffles me that they're still on this earth right now.
You were so shocked, in fact, you died. Had to be resuscitated.
My head got buried. Calcified.
Dug up by kids.
So, allow me to share with you some genuine examples of what the internet says the funniest ways their pet hamsters have died. Now, before I crack on, Iain,
Aye.
I have to ask you the question. Have you ever had a pet hamster before? And I mean as a pet, not the time when you felt a bit frisky.
Shut up, man. Bring that up.
Sorry.
I once had a hamster that was given to me by someone else.
That wasn't your parents.
Actually, it was Mr. Moonback himself.
Wow, okay.
His younger sister wanted a hamster. They got the hamster. It bit her on the finger.
And died.
No, the hamster was quickly shooed out the door to me and lived in my house until his natural passing.
That's a rare occurrence, old age.
When I wanted a hamster myself for my birthday, I said to my parents I want a pet hamster. They went to the pet shop while I was at school, and when I came home, they said to me, "Sorry, buddy, we went to the pet shop, but they didn't have any hamsters, so we couldn't get you one." And I was like, "Oh, that's really sad." And they were like, "So we got you rats instead." So I was given pet rats,
Brilliant.
and they are fantastic creatures.
I remember, actually, when you had one of your first flats, you had rats.
Yeah, my wife and I ended up owning 6 rats. My wife hated the idea of having rats because she, like everyone else, kind of looks at rats and just thinks vermin, horrible creatures, slimy tails, whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just go to the pet shop. You can hold one, and if your views change, then fair enough. If not, then at least you tried. So we went, and she was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to touch it. It's absolutely disgusting." It was placed on her hand. It ran up her shoulder, nuzzled into her neck, and she went, "Oh, I love it." And it was really cute. And then it started like licking her nose, and she was like, "I want it now." So we got 2 pet rats. And then over the course of the next sort of 4 or 5 years, we ended up with 6.
Wow. So they were male and female?
No. We had 2. Then we bought another 2. And then we adopted 3.
Wow.
So 7 rats. Fucking hell.
At least you gave them a loving home.
Absolutely, yeah. We were in Pets at Home, getting some bedding. And we just went over to the adoption area. And I think it was late November, early December, and there were 3 Dumbo rats with the big ears that were up for adoption. And my wife looked at me with the puppy dog eyes, was like, "We can't leave them here over Christmas." So I was like, yeah, adopted 3 rats. And then one bit her on the lip, and she was like, "I hate it! Ah!" But then realised that she had shoved her face in the cage going, "Hello, little ratties, how do you do?" So yeah, one attacked her. Obviously, being in a new house with a big fucking face in your face.
Just hates gingers.
Who doesn't? I'm kidding. My wife is one. I love at least one ginger.
Love it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, I haven't had hamsters before as pets, and you'll probably see why in the next couple of examples, because frankly, I don't think it would have lasted 5 minutes.
It's because you ate them on the car ride home, isn't it?
Shut up.
Sorry, didn't know we were supposed to keep that under wraps.
No, in a wrap.
Oh, shit, sorry, yeah. Let's go to McDonald's, ask for a wrap without the filling. Just put your hamster in it.
Oh, God. Oh. You don't need ketchup.
I know, plenty of that coming after the first bite.
Oh, that makes me feel awful. Right, moving on. So, first example says, not me, but my daughter's. She came home, excited one day, and threw her bedroom door open abruptly. And she looked over and saw the little dude finish his final twitch and die.
From what?
I guess, just scared it to death. Just excitedly got home, opened the door, and fucking hell, it's twitched and dead.
Humans 1, hamster 0.
Another one. My hamster used to climb on top of its water bottle and push on the top of its cage lid. One night, I apparently didn't close the lid enough. In the middle of the night, I was awoken from a dead sleep by the loud popping sound. A few seconds later, I smelled burning hair.
Oh, God.
My little fuzzball had escaped and had chewed through the electrical cord of the floor lamp.
Why?
I don't know. It probably just thought, oh, this is interesting.
And you know what? You just reminded me. I did have a fucking hamster when I was younger as well.
Oh, God, have I unlocked this memory that you stored away deep because it has awful connection to you?
No, it's absolutely fine. It was a lovely little hamster. I named it Tommy after the white Power Ranger. That's how young I was.
Brilliant.
It did once escape, though. That's what triggered the memory. It escaped from its cage. And for about 4 days, it was just gone.
Oh, no.
We knew it was alive because it had come out and go to its bedding and food that my parents had left out to try and capture him. But it would take the food, take the bedding, and just disappear again. And then one night, my mum was just in the kitchen about 2 a.m. and she was like, right, I better go to bed. And she was just like finishing off a snack when all of a sudden, little Tommy popped his little head out. He was ginger as well, actually. Popped his little head out, ran across the kitchen floor, and my mum was like, oh, hey, buddy, have some snack. Got you fucking little escape artist. Get back in your cage. And he was fine.
Oh, he got imprisoned again.
Yeah, he did. Poor guy. Yeah. That's the costs, of escaping. You run away, you go to prison.
I don't know, you missed a trick not calling him Houdini.
Well, I didn't know. I couldn't tell the future. I knew he was going to run away.
I mean, you could have renamed him.
I was 5 or something. Maybe even younger.
Idiot. Another one. This is really harsh, but we were young and dumb and we didn't know better.
Oh, God.
We simply left the cage under the hot sun.
Oh, no.
I was just imagining the scene. Can you imagine these young kids are like, Mom, is Dad out grilling again? No, Billy, that's just your hamsters.
Why would the mum be so nonchalant? But no, that's just the hamster.
It's the 5th time that week. It's not great, is it?
Poor little bugger.
Another one. My hamster Mickey ripped open a stuffed animal I had sitting outside of his cage and basically suffocated himself by eating all the stuffing from inside the stuffed animal.
Wow.
So what they were saying is that their hamster murdered a stuffed animal and in the process became a stuffed animal.
It was a murder-suicide. He went out doing what he loved.
Yeah. Grew up on farms. Cousin had one that she showed to her horse like, hey, look at our new pet.
No.
And the horse fucking bit it, chewed on it and then spit it out.
Fucking hell. It's made worse by the fact that it didn't even eat it. It wasn't like, food.
It's just like a bit of chewing gum.
Yeah, it's like literally like it did it on purpose. Like, that little hamster.
Oh, it's awful.
Poor guy.
My hamster pooped so hard that it died on the spot.
Oh, God. That happened to me once.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I would have loved if they called it Elvis. Could you? For anyone that doesn't get that connection, apparently Elvis died on the toilet.
So far as we're aware, or maybe he's still alive. Yeah.
There is that conspiracy, though.
There is. There's a fair few amount of conspiracies on supposedly dead celebrities.
Very true, yeah. I don't know what I think on the matter, to be honest with you.
Well, I'll tell you about it one day, and I will give you all the facts, and you can make up your mind then.
Please, I'd love that.
Until then, dead furry creatures, please.
Okay, you got it. My brother had 2. One cannibalised the other and then just died.
Fucking hell.
Can you imagine that? From having 2 to then none.
None, yeah, in the most horrific way possible.
Just so bad. My hamster's hair grew over his eyes, so he couldn't see the food bowl and just starved to death.
So it didn't even try.
Apparently not.
It just
was
gave up.
Well, it's dark.
It must be nighttime. Why didn't the owners try and feed it, or like, you know, put it in its food bowl? Or, you know, if you notice that you're filling up the food bowl and the food isn't going down, you would then think hamster isn't eating.
Very true. Although, given what's happened, maybe they thought, well, if I try and help it, maybe it'll just die anyway.
So it's just catch-22, always going to lose.
Yes, I mean, at least they didn't interfere and cause it. It's natural selection at this point.
I think they definitely caused it.
My hamster died from standing still too long.
Okay. What?
Just didn't move.
And that killed it.
Well, I guess so. I mean, if you stood still forever and you did nothing else...
If I stood still until I died, then yeah.
Well, that's what happened.
But I just wouldn't do that.
All right, yeah, but you're clever.
I know everything.
You know just well enough not to do that.
Plus, I can't keep still to save my life.
That's ADHD for you.
Yes, okay, it is becoming more evidence that I have something along those lines.
What about my hamster bit me and then died? It doesn't go into any more detail than that. I fed mine a grape and it must have clogged him up as his intestines exploded out of his ass.
Fucking hell, that one's dark.
I don't think they intended to cause damage.
Fucking, like, shoots across the cage like a fucking firework.
Oh, God. Or how about I farted and then my hamster died? My hamster drowned in his own bowl of water.
Oh, my God.
My mother accidentally sat on my hamster. Maybe Pancake wasn't the name for her.
Oh, fuck. Was that the actual name of the hamster?
Yeah. Pancake through and through. My hamster farted. Oh, God. My hamster farted his organs out.
What?
Apparently that's the thing. My hamster got stepped on. Not funny, but I swear to God we called him Squishy.
What, after the fact, or?
He was just called Squishy. Okay. It's a bit like the Pancake scenario.
Yeah, a lot of hamsters dying in the way that they have been named in life. I don't know if there's a theme here.
I'll reel off a bunch here now.
Hit me.
My hamster ate my brother's hamster and then died because it was so fat. My hamster died because ants ate him.
What? Well, like,
Fuck knows.
Like their parents' sisters all came round and were like, feast time.
My hamster burped and threw up his whole stomach.
Fucking hell, man.
See, this is what I mean. How have they managed to get this far in life?
Yeah, knows.
My hamster chewed its own leg and died.
Not a good idea.
The vet said my hamster got a heart attack because she was looking at herself in a mirror.
What?
I guess just got really scared.
What is that?
Maybe thought, fucking hell, this is what I look like.
I'm ugly, lad.
Another one says, he would eat and put his food in his cheeks so that my mum would refill his bowl, thinking I hadn't fed him. Eventually, he got so fat, he got stuck in his tube and died. I still remember my mum shaking the tube trying to get his little corpse out. So if that wouldn't have finished him off.
Yeah, he's actually alive in there. You're just flinging him around.
He was actually just hibernating.
You can't hear him mumbling, "Stop it, please," because his mouth's so full of food.
The mum was like, stop talking with your mouth full.
Get out the tube, you bastard.
We thought the cat ate him, but it wasn't until 5 years later that we found it. Turns out he'd swallowed a small magnet and got stuck behind the fridge.
Oh my God. So you just see this fucking skeleton magnetised to the back of a fridge.
I guess so. Oh, God. Wouldn't it have smell? I don't know. I mean,
Couldn't tell you, mate.
maybe they just thought their cooking was that bad.
Possibly.
My hamster died because I sneezed.
Classic.
My hamster got suffocated because my brother farted.
How can you honestly say that that's the reason?
I don't know. Again, it's probably scared it to death.
Yeah, probably.
My hamster died because she ate all of her children and choked on the last one.
Fucking hell, man. These hamsters need stopped. Where the hell's God? I need to have a word with him.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? My hamster died because the way I must have looked at him.
Yeah, I gave him these come-to-bed eyes, and he was just like, not today.
I'll make sure of it. A similar vein when someone said, my hamster went missing for a week. Then it crawled out of the litter box, stared me right in the eyes, and died. With a turd hanging out of its cheek.
I was going to say how dramatic, but no.
I was playing a game late at night, and I got jump scared, and it killed the hamster. I just got back from the store with my brand new hamster when I was 11 or 12 years old, named him Rocket. I had him out of his cage and he was running around happy as can be. He ran over to the dog I had at the time who was lying on the floor. My dog wasn't too concerned with him, just gave him a lick right across the head. As gentle as can be. The hamster fell over right there and had a heart attack. Had the son of a bitch for 30 minutes. Rest in peace, Rocket.
I can imagine that would be terrifying, seeing an animal like 200 times your size.
I guess so.
Big fucking tongue, like literally the size of you, just going right across your head. You just be like, that's it, I'm done for. He's tasting me. I will be food.
Well, I mean, where's the fight in him?
Mate, the hamsters.
Where I get it. That would be like you if you saw a grey.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just curl up, have a heart attack, shoot myself to death.
I get it now. Mine randomly exploded.
What?
I've seen a whole bunch of those of people saying their fucking hamster randomly went bang.
I think these people are trying to be assassinated. They're not hamsters, they're bombs.
I see. Getting it from the dodgy shops.
Called, I don't know, We Hate You, buyhamsterfromhere.com.
It should have been a clue when it was like pethamstersabombs.com.
Yeah, name gives it away, doesn't it?
Yeah, foolish.
But they just thought, oh yeah, hamsters are the bomb. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I'll get me one of them.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'll have the ticking one, please.
Built-in alarm clock.
Swiss Army hamster.
Yeah, that's how they got it in there. Penultimate one. Now, I think this next story, this hamster should have been called Rocket, and you'll see why.
Oh, God, this doesn't spell good news, mate.
Because they say, I jumped on the bed and my hamster was on the other side, so it flew out the window.
I thought there was going to be a lot more backstory to that.
Oh, no. Don't know what his name was, but Rocket felt appropriate. And the last one, and my favourite, because I think it sums everything up here. I had one hamster and decided to get a second. I remember throwing the box away that I brought him home in, turned back around, and he was already dead.
What? Why?
Fuck knows. I don't know. Maybe he just got scared. He's in a new environment or something, carked it. Or maybe they looked at him funny and then fucking decided to die.
Yeah, or maybe something farted next door or something.
Maybe he was playing loud music. I don't know. But either way, gone. Kaput.
Fucking hamsters, man.
So, yeah, it made me think hamsters are quite literally a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. You ever seen that game Lemmings?
Yes, I used to love that.
Yeah, which were based on lemmings, but I think it should be renamed to hamsters because they seem to kill themselves more often.
Yeah. So there you have it. The weirdest ways that hamsters have died. And, you know, again, I get it's a sensitive subject when pets go, but if anybody has their own weird hamster death experiences that you wouldn't mind sharing, please do let us know, because any more to add to this list would be fucking surreal.
Man, what a fucking ask. Send me the way your hamsters have died.
It's not just me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm game, mate. I'm game. Please do. You know, but what the fuck, really?
Yeah. No, we're not asking for it.
Yeah, don't like kill your hamster in a weird way and then send us that.
Lol, this is what I did upon your request.
Yeah, just put that out there. Definitely do not cause harm to hamsters.
Or anything, really.
Yeah, or anyone or anything, yeah.
But report on it if something weird has happened.
Yes, thank you. That's a very, very precise way of putting it there that will not implement us in any way, shape or form.
Absolutely. So with that, Iain, shall we finish today?
I think that's probably a good idea, John. Just get out of this as fast as we can.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. But don't tell them too loud, because if they've got a hamster nearby, it'll die.
It's true. And if you would like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every single link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to have a little root around in the garden and find some cursed objects? Click the link.
Want to get yourself a hamster and just see what happens? Click the link.
Yeah, we now sell our own Two Guys What's Up hamsters on the Patreon.
Oh, God.
And don't forget, we now have a Patreon where you can find all of your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shoutouts, t-shirts, and if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and fucking just awful voices, well, you can now get more because we now release bonus episodes which come out on the last Friday of every single month. There is currently 15 just sitting up there waiting for your ears to go and have a little libbly bobble gobble around that extra audio goodness. And all that is available right now, starting with the bonus episodes, but just £3 a month.
Bargain. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best, freest, and most amazing way to do that for us, and we would be eternally grateful.
We would indeed.
But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Hamsters. Bye. He's dead. He's dead. He's scared himself. Doubt on the authenticity of the head. Blah, blah. These ancient-looking creep blah, blah, from the home blah, blah, and was blah, blah, Miss Rob's. Blah, blah.
It was kind of. Oh, that's my wife going. Bye.
Bye.
Have a lovely day. She said, off, Iain.
Yeah, I bet she did. Bitch.
No, she didn't say that. That was me.
Oh, okay. No, I was talking to you.
I like it when you call me bitch. But yes,
Blah, blah.